Today is about remembering Pearse Jordan, who was summarily executed 20 years ago by the forces of the state not far from here. Pearse was unarmed and he was shot in the back, and we have to pay tribute to Pearse's family for the campaign they have waged for 20 years now to find out the truth about the circumstances in which Pearse was killed. And in fact, through Pearse's family and their legal team, they have set new precedents for what can and can't happen in inquests. And it's important that we bear in mind the people who were involved in this operation where Pearse was killed. The RUC officer who actually shot Pearse was also involved in the shoot-to-kill incidents in Armagh in the early 1980s, as were a number of other of the RUC men who were involved in the operation on the day Pearse was killed. And all of that has come out as a result of the Jordan family persistence to try and get at the truth about what happened on that day. It's also important that we remember that this is about Pearse Jordan's family. This is about the people of Ballymurphy and the Upper Springfield coming out to show their support to that family 20 years after their son was murdered by the RUC. It's also important to note that the campaign isn't over. The Jordan family will continue fighting on until they receive justice, until they find out and establish the truth of what happened on that day when their son was shot in the back.
But while I'm for in a falsha Corrova Ligan Shaw and you, Tamaj and Shaw and you, Lekivnu or Pearse Jordan, a fur boss fi Hablino Han, August Lataku Moore, a Horch, Don Chowlach, Gaharaha, Dohu, August Teresa. I want to welcome you all here today, the 20th anniversary of Pearse Jordan's death. We're here to remember Pearse and to give support and express solidarity with the family, especially with Hugh and Teresa. Pearse was shot dead 20 years ago by members of the HMSU. For those of you who don't know what that is, it was a unit in the RUC that was attached to Special Branch. It acted on intelligence provided by Special Branch. And they ambushed Pearse Jordan on the Falls Road and shot him in the back. He was unarmed at the time. The RUC man who shot him, we have since discovered, and we have discovered this as a result of the persistence of the Jordan family in not allowing Pearse's death to be swept under the carpet. As a result of their actions, the whole law in regard to inquests has changed, and people not just here in the south and in Britain now have a much fuller inquest and a much more in-depth inquiry into controversial deaths and killings, and that's a direct result of what the Jordan family has done. But what we discovered during the inquest was that the man who shot Pearse Jordan in the back was also involved in the shoot-to-kill incidents in Armagh in the early 1980s. And that other members of that same unit were also involved in those killings and another shoot-to-kill incidents. And while the result of the most recent inquest wasn't what the family wanted, the fight has not ended, and Hugh and Teresa will carry on along with their legal team until they receive the justice they deserve. I'd now like to ask Hugh and Teresa to come forward to unveil the plaque. Could we now have the wreaths, first wreath on behalf of the Belfast Brigade. Wreath on behalf of Sinn Fein. And a wreath on behalf of Remember Our Volunteers.
Brother, he's the brother. Rod, how are you, brother?
And I have a minute's silence in memory of Pearse. We'll now have the main speaker of the day. He needs no introduction here. Paul Maskey, MP for West Belfast.
First of all, a great privilege to be speaking at the Pearse Jordan Commemoration today, and it's great to see such a large turnout to come out and commemorate one of the heroes of this community. And I suppose if you look at some of the history from Pearse Jordan, he was a young man, murdered 20 years ago by the RUC. He was born in 1969 in the Lower Falls area of West Belfast, which seen some of the suffering of the day. In fact, Pearse, when he was only 6 months old, suffered by CS gas, which was fired by the British Army at that particular stage, and he suffered the effects and the side effects he had right through his rest of his life till the day he died. What I think today is all about is showing our gratitude to the Jordan family for the commitment and dedication what they've carried out over the years. The very fact is to highlight this brutal murder of their son and their loved one. And I think this is a testament to them and the amount of people to support them today on that, but also to offer their support to this Jordan family in the future, that they will continue on until they have the justice for their loved one. And I think that is a very important statement today, which we all echo today, and we all share the thoughts, the views, and also send our best wishes to the Jordan family. Well, in this 20 years, but it's also a sad occasion for them because they still haven't got justice for their loved one.
Paul. Now I just have a small presentation to the Jordan family. I'd like to ask Sav, one of Pearse's comrades, to come forward and make a presentation.
We're actually standing here right on the spot where Pearse was actually executed. It's a massive day for the Republican family. It's a massive day for Pearse Jordan's family, and it's a massive day for the bands and all the people who took part in this. It's a fate that it's taken 20 years to the day since Pearse was executed here. It's a fate that we're not going to give up. It's a fate that we're going to see through until we get justice for this family.